Alright, before I dive into today's video, I want you guys to pause for a moment and think back. What was that dream you had as a kid? That passion, that very thing you always wanted to do or become? But somewhere along the way, life happened. I mean, maybe we let go of it because the world didn't seem fair. You see, the first time I watched Real Steel as a kid, I was like, yep, I'm definitely building my own boxing robot one day. I imagined these crazy robots fighting in the ring, and of course, reality showed up. Money, resources, the lack of skill, yeah, the dream was shattered real quick. Fast forward to today, and guess what? I still don't have the money, but I wasn't about to allow history to repeat itself. Nope. I was like, fine, I will build it anyways with whatever junk, screws, or plastic I could find, and boom, the world coolest DIY boxing robot was born. Okay, I admit, not the coolest, but it was definitely mine. It doesn't have tons of electronics, but I built it with some pretty cool, complex parts. So in this video today, I'm going to show you the whole process. Well, not the entire building process because I didn't record it. A rookie mistake. But I'll explain every part, how the mechanism work, the materials I use, and maybe the upgrades I'm planning for the future. So I want you guys to meet MiroBot R1, my very first boxing robot built with nothing but scraps. Now, before I start any project, I always begin with a drawing plan. And even though R1 is made out of the cheapest junk I could find, I wanted it to have some pretty epic features like boxing, dodging, blocking, and yes, it can actually move. I even gave it some extra moves like bowing and some mysterious hand gestures. So after weeks of stressful sketching, I finally came up with what I think is the perfect mechanism for my robot. Quick question though, how would you rate R1 body design out of 10? I mean, come on, doesn't it look kind of friendly and polite for a fighter? Anyways, the outer body is made out of good old jerry can plastic and some wood. As for the inside frame, well, let's just say it's mixture of some ions I borrowed from my umbrella and a bunch of other weird scraps I had lying around. And most of the mechanism are driven by DC motor gotten from an old DVD player. Alright, so let's talk about what R1 can actually do. First up, the boxing. Obviously, he had to throw punches. Otherwise, what's the point of being a boxing robot, right? So the punching mechanism was actually the first part I came up with, and honestly, I love the way it turned out. I designed it using the same principle of a crank mechanism. Yep, the same stuff you could find in your car engine. Cool, right? But before I figured that out though, I was literally standing in my room punching the air like some mad scientist, trying to imagine every possible way to make this mechanism work. But eventually, boom, the crank system just clicked in, and hence the MirrorBot punches were born. Punching was just only the beginning. I wanted R1 to do more than just attack. So next up, I gave him the ability to block and even dodge. Alright, now to be honest, the blocking mechanism doesn't even look like it's blocking. But funny enough, it's actually the hardest part of the whole build. I mean, it kept on breaking and breaking until it miraculously worked. And as for the dodging, that part is kind of cool. And honestly, the mechanism I came up for it still blows my mind until now. I use a U-joint mechanism combined with some worm gears for the waist, and that's the secret why the board can move side to side and even bow forward. Right now, the dodging mechanism is actually manually controlled, but who knows, when I'm building my robot R2, I will add some sensors to it so it can detect incoming punches. Imagine the robot actually dodging you in real time. That would be just wild. Abilities are cool, but they don't mean much if the robot is stuck in one place. So next up, I had to figure out the movement, the very thing that will bring the robot to life. Now, if you look at my drawing plan, you see that I originally wanted this robot to walk. Yeah, spoiler alert, I found out the hard way that you need a lot more than scraps to make a robot work smoothly. So instead, I decided to set it down on good old wheels. But no harm done though, because honestly, the wheels make him move just fine. Plus, it kind of give him the roll into battle vibes. So guys, that is MiroBot R1, my very first DIY boxing robot, built completely out of scraps. As you all know now, he can punch, block, dodge, bow, and even roll into battle like a champ. Not bad for a pile of junk, right? And oh, there's just one last detail I left behind. The parts are easily detachable. Yup, you can take him apart and put him together like some Lego toy. And believe it or not, I actually pulled that off using nothing but a USB cable head. Yep, I'm a master of recycling. Sharing this project with you guys actually means a lot. What I started as a childhood dream is slowly becoming real, one scrap piece at a time. But this is just only the beginning. Mi Robot R2 is already in my head, and trust me, it's going to be smarter, stronger, and maybe even capable of working. So stick around. By God's grace, my journey is just getting started. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment with what future you might think Mi Robot R2 should have. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep building, and I will catch you in the next video.